I'm ready for more. Tell them I'm ready for more. Game time. I'm ready for war. Tell them I'm ready for war. I just got 20, I'm running on empty. This mobile that came from my money is silly. I feel it envy, not trying to be friendly. It is what it is, if you want me, come get me. Whenever you ready, no, I keep it steady. Yeah, I get the W, throw the confetti. Please do not tempt me, don't hold it against me. We bout that action, don't ever forget it. Squad of gorillas, the army, the navy. When I call a play, I'ma score.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. This crowd a few minutes ago stirred into action at the side of their Dolphins emerging from the Hard Rock Stadium tunnels, and we are ready to go as the Dolphins get set to match up with the Denver Broncos. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline. First down gets him a yard to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
They go play action with Burrow. That's into the hands of Jacob Harris. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. It's Burrow. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
And to give this time to the tailback. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Burrow on play action. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
On one, ready? 2, 22, 11.
And they go play action now. Burrow. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Saquon Barkley. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now Jackson going to run. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Now it's Jackson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A handoff to Barkley on the option. Powers past him at midfield. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. For a lot of people, the MVP award means a quarterback award usually. But over 100 yards again last week, they're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, here's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37. Fourth down, here's Jackson. That's to his running back, complete. And he is going to be out of bounds, a couple of yards short of the marker. And they will fail to convert here on 4th down. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game, their toughest test yet.
I absolutely do, because to me, this is a good measuring stick game because they've been able to take advantage of the schedule. But here, this is another team leading its division with an eye on making a Super Bowl run, so this game is crucial.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Mecole Hardman, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll get that out wide to Waddle. And they're able to get this one across the 35. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. Steps away to his left. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
A first down carry for Barkley. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now Jackson. Eluding the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Devin White in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
So not exactly the response they were hoping for, but they'll take the 3 to at least get him on the score sheet.
Yeah, now is not the time to panic. All is well. Somewhat calm. Only down 14-0. So continue to play your game, take the points when they're there, and put the emphasis on your defense to go out and get you the football back.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk.
Now, a loose football. The ball comes out. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is down to 4. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. It's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. And now it's down to a 1-score game.
You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
And that is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jalen Phillips able to get in there and drop him behind the line. Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted. Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They go play action with Jackson. And this one is incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. And that's incomplete.
Well, so far on this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The Dolphins on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Play action. Now Jackson. Being chased out left. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll send you up to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there, and he'll have stats and scores from a busy Sunday in the NFL. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he'll slip his way up across the 30 to the 32. Third and 2. Here's Jackson. And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Throwing is Jackson. Forced out to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Well, that's unfortunate because he had a nice run going, but give credit to the defense. They got a hand in the cookie jar there, CD.
You have to think about vision, finding a place to get down after you know you've gotten all you can out of a run, and obviously ball security is paramount. In today's football, everyone's coming after the rock. You've got to make sure you protect it and protect the yardage you just gained.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. A field goal try forthcoming now for the Broncos. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And his kick is right there. It's good. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Down on the scoreboard, but they'll have it first as we get going in this 3rd quarter. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Jackson now. Flushed out right. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. They'll run on 1st down. Barkley, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Charles, you talk about this defense, and they're in for a tough test, playing a team working on a 3-game win streak. But their head coach very confident in his guys' chances when he spoke to the media earlier this week.
I'd call him brimming with confidence, and he should be. Because if that's what he needs to do to fire up his guys, he should do so. And he's telling everybody, we've got a locker room full of guys ready to step up, and he's making sure that he believes it so that he hopes that his players will as well.
And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. From midfield now, here's Jackson.
Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. 8th play of the drive forthcoming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Flush to his right. That'll be caught. It's the tight end, Howard. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And that is incomplete.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now Burrow on 1st down, fighting through pressure. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. From the shotgun, it's Burrow.
And he's unable to hold on to that defensively. A potential game changer, but it falls incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Burrow will throw. Now Burrow loses the football. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They trail 20-13 our score as they have it 1st and 10. And a throw right sideline is complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And partner, they're locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. And he's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field, and that's very difficult for a defender to shadow him across all that ground.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On first down, Barkley. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points, said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone.
And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The Dolphins on 3rd down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 9. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. They'll run on 1st down. Barkley.
Like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to... And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown.
His 6th touchdown on the ground, number 7 overall. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Fitting for what's been a tight ball game. We're all even at 20 now as the kick's away.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. And a good job of just fighting through one tackle there to pick up about 3. Second down coming up. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down.
Well, it looked like a quick hitter, a 3-step drop. But when it's not there, what do? He elects to try and escape through the massive bodies up the middle, and he does so and picks up positive yardage.
The throw over the middle taken in. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Mecole Hardman with touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Broncos have taken the lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good, and they will take a 7-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And now after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. And that throw behind his man. He missed him. Incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Here's a give to Barkley. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've been really good converting 7 of their 10 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play there for the Dolphins. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. On 3rd down, Jackson dancing to his left. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Broncos will take over on downs.
Here we go.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because they're still a long way away from kneel down time. So they've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. From the 31, Burrow. Now Burrow loses the football. And the Dolphins have got it.
So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. On 1st down, Barkley. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Again, it's Barkley. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And the Dolphins are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2. Again, it's Ricard, the fullback. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And they'll try to pound it in with Ricard. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. Boy, hard to ask for a better game thus far. 27 apiece is our score as the kick's away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them.
And this is going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off. And the Dolphins will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Well, we say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Mears used to say all the time.
And this is going to be intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. And they will take a knee and set up what would be a potential game-winning field goal try. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now it all rests on the right foot of their kicker. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. And his kick is good. Not by much. It was leaking oil in the end, but he tucks it in the bottom right corner. And it'll be all smiles on Blake Street tonight. The Broncos have won it. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of...
When he has tried me, I shall come forth